We're looking at the adequate yearly progress report for high school, and this is the big one, the test that really pushes curriculum, puts schools into sanctions, has schools hustling to bring up those test scores. In the adequate yearly progress report, you're going to see three sections if you're high school on areas that you have to meet the state and national standards. The first one will be participation rate. Then we'll look at the annual measurable objectives. This is the academic portion for language arts and math. And then finally, the graduation rate is one of the areas that schools have to meet. This is a fairly political type of report. It's a lot of it becomes public. It hits newspapers and, of course, board, etc. When the report shows up, the district pores over it, the school pores over it, and each teacher is looking at their results. Let's look at the participation rate. In participation rate, schools have to have a high enough percentage of students that take the test. In this particular case, we can see yeses on both sides. These little lines that we see right here mean that there's not a significant enough population of students to count. Now, the reason that they have this particular part is so that schools don't try to fudge their results by having some students stay home. So it's a very important part of the test, and generally speaking, you'll see mostly yeses in this area. Schools have become wise to what they need to do. We move down to the annual measurable objectives, the AMOs, and this is the real core of it. This is where you see your language arts and your mathematics scores. You have an overall school score that you have to meet, as well as your subpopulations. When we look at the top here, we can see that this particular school did not meet their proficiency for their overall school report in both the math and the language arts. This particular number, the percent that you have to meet, has been going up each year. It started off fairly low for some years, and now it's gradually, well, a little more than gradually, it's a little more drastically moving up. And if we stick with the No Child Left Behind, it's supposed to reach 100% in 2014. We look at the results down below of the subpopulations. Again, these are not significant numbers, so we don't have any scores on it. We get down, we can see a yes for the Filipino population for both math and language arts, but we see a no for the Latino and Hispanic on both sides. You can have enough progress, enough improvement by your school, but if you miss any of these categories with any type of no, then you're moving along in sanctions, program improvement, which can have fairly significant impact on your school and your district. So that's why this particular test is high stakes. Going down a little bit lower, we're looking at the graduation rate, and for this school, graduation rate needed to be at least 78%, a little above, and this year they only had 76%, a little bit above. And that's only for high school, obviously. This is a very important test. We're going to be breaking it down in other videos by students, by individual schools, and the clusters, etc. So again, a very important report, and you're going to need to know what the parts are.